everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Like Queen Lisa. Today's Friday, so you know what that means. Grab something red because we always remember everyone deployed RED. And grab a drink while you're at it. My hair's sticking up everywhere. Anyway, we'll be right back with Westwood right after this. Hey, what you drinking, Westwood? Happy hour.
What would Jimmy Buffett do? I don't know if he'd do this. I got the something tall and strong. I know that. A little gin and tonic, mostly gin.
Oh,
a little bit of
Lord.
tonic. Look
You
at
knew
it.
we were at Nana's, huh?
It's my second glass. You know, I poured my first one when we started talking before the show, and so I got a refill already. This could get dangerous.
That might be dangerous. Yeah, I had a little mini refill, but I mostly have a full glass. So I think we'll make it through the show.
It's a half an hour to show. Oh, good Lord, that's strong.
We'll see. We'll see.
Put a little bit more tonic. All right, now I'm good. Yes.
So many of our friends are already in the chat.
I love them.
Napping. Warrior was the first one in. JB Grant jumped in. Paulie P's here. Jim Morgan's here. Zeus, the King German Shepherd, a new friend.
All right.
So welcome.
German Shepherd, Zeus.
Mark Weems is here.
Love Mark Weems.
Oh, here's another new friend. What does it say? I can't read. Bill B, 89.
All right, Bill B in the house.
When you turn 50, your eyes don't work anymore.
Isn't that crazy? Because I had my eyes LASIK. In 2006, I had LASIK surgery on my eyes. I was like 2,200 or 220 or so. I was like legally blind almost. And so I had it done, and I got to 2020 in one eye and 2015 in the other eye. I'm just like killing it. I'm rolling. I'm in my prime, baby. And then, then once I get to like 48, 9, I'm like, it's still good. I got to 50. I'm like, I might have to get some glasses because I'm driving to Oklahoma City and I can't read the signs. It's dark out, and I'm in my exit. I'm like, this is not good. So, yeah.
I don't know what happened, but
it all went to down the porcelain.
I would say med beds, but Uncle Cliff got really angry and said when he heard
about that,
right.
F your med beds, F your quantum financial system, F all this.
Really mad. Okay. Right now, everybody with the XRP decision coming, the SEC versus Ripple. It actually has nothing to do with XRP. To be totally honest, everybody, wake up. It has nothing to do with XRP. And Brad Garlinghouse has said himself that XRP is not Ripple. Wake up. But
so when Moon? When 589?
I'm just saying, I wouldn't hold my breath, but no financial advice as always.
Man, I should not have bought the XRP dip then. Dang it.
Anyway. Not my deal.
That's your bag to carry, son.
That's your bag to carry. You made your bag, you need to lie in it.
I got a HODL bag full of problems, trust me. Multiple. All right, anyway.
That's good. Really nothing going on. There was an earthquake in Japan.
Planes falling out of the sky.
Planes falling out of the sky.
Hydraulics going out on Trump plane. What the frick is happening?
Also, there was a huge explosion at the world's largest port in China. I think it was in China. There were a bunch of evergreen containers next to the port. So maybe they're taking out the trafficking.
Evergreen, you say?
Heard there's a lot of traffic there. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some traffic. All right.
Crypto John, Oklahoma's in the house. Another new friend, and he is from Oklahoma. That's awesome to hear.
Well, I saw that. What's the website? I mean, I think Derek Johnson and a couple other people really are on top of it. The air flight status website. You can go out there and watch all the
MonkeyWorks. You can
MonkeyWorks does it.
MonkeyWorks.
There's a site. There's an actual site where we can all watch it. I don't know what the name of the site is, like Air or something. If you go search it up, because I was using it last weekend when my wife was flying home right before Hurricane Debbie hit. Her plane was delayed because she took it's crazy, but this is the way it works. She flew out of Birmingham, Alabama to Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, there was delay, and then there was a direct flight into Peoria. She didn't get home. I picked her up at 5 a.m. when she was supposed to be home at 10 p.m. the night before. So, I mean, it was delayed that long. So, yeah, it was
Bless her heart. That's miserable.
But she got home before Debbie really hit.
Was that our Jersey meetup, or was that a
Jersey? You and Nana went through it.
Yes, Nana and I got stuck and had to stay in a hotel overnight, and it was terrible.
But anyway, I was watching that website, watching the status of the plane, because I was on American Airlines. That the updates suck, and but when you watch that Flight Aware, whatever it is, I mean, I could see the plane, where it's at, all the details. Well, today there's 2 doomsday planes in the sky, whatever that means.
What?
I guess.
Also,
what are they?
Russia was it Russia threatening, or no? Iran was threatening. I guess they've given a warning or something and said, like, once this religious holiday is over or something, it's like 8/12 is the day or something that people are anticipating something. I don't know. Something like that.
Well, we got past the big portal reset yesterday, I guess, right? The timeline shift.
888. So yesterday was 888. If it's August 8th, and then 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 is 8. So 888 was the Lion's Gate, or the portal, whatever, which Mom and Charlie and I had lunch today and could not communicate with English speaking people. And so I kind of think that we did some might have gone through the portal and some might not have.
Well, I think a lot of people have gone through the southern portal. Maybe that's the problem. Well, you can't speak to somebody that English.
You think that's it? I don't know. That seems wrong. I don't know. That's the Arctic, not the Antarctic, though, right?
I'm talking about southern border portal. Antarctic. That's why you can't speak English, because
no. We were in a Mexican place, but they weren't Mexican. They spoke. She was a little white girl, spoke perfect English, but no one was home. Yeah.
Elevator didn't have any buttons that lit up, huh?
No Christmas tree there. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. It was like crazy.
Just so you know, we won't get into this now, but next time you come back here for a meetup, there's a new Mexican restaurant open in town. It's really busy.
Glad it's open. That's awesome.
It's just right up the road. I haven't eaten there yet, but I will.
Oh, I'm sure you will, because your family is hilarious at restaurants. They order one of everything. They like to try everything.
I just not. Yeah, you see how it is. I don't need to order anything.
No, it was so great traveling with your wife when we all went to Florida, because she was she'd already scoped out all the restaurants, and she knew which ones had good reviews, all that kind of stuff. And then she's like, I want to try a bite of this, and then try a bite of that, which I love that. I love the variety thing. I think that's so much fun.
And all I wanted was a black bean burger, and I couldn't get one. So I'm out. Yeah, I'm gonna go outside and smoke a cigar. I'm out. I don't like people. All right.
That happens sometimes. Yeah, sometimes you get cranky.
Road to Hell is paved with uncooked served black bean burgers.
Unserved black bean
Westwood.
Yeah. You will get the Westwood rage. I forgot about that. That's hilarious.
I didn't. There's some things I don't forget about. Mm-hmm. Other things. Hey, remember when I told you this yesterday? No.
They're banned for life.
15 years later, I remember some minute detail of some crazy thing. And she's like, how do you remember that? It's I don't know. It's just, yeah. I guess it impacted my soul at some level.
I loved it. So we talked about the Litecoin Summit, because you've been back since then, right?
And yes, and Johnny talked about it last night.
Johnny was talking about it last night. Yeah, it's great to reconnect with him. So I missed a week with him, and then he missed a week. He was doing something, and then he was at the Litecoin Summit, and I wasn't. So we had 3 weeks of no Johnny. So it was great to see him come back. And he's like, I look forward to this every weekend. Of course, I do too. I love hearing his passion for Litecoin, and how much he, loves the community, and then also his knowledge with payment systems.
Yeah.
Because he's in the payment processing business. Yeah, and so he's always like, "Hey, I'll text you if I hear that the systems go down because he's kind of got the jump on it because some of his clients immediately when they have
They're
a problem,
calling him.
they call Johnny. Yeah.
Here's
So,
Johnny.
Good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Head, heart, hands, and health. What's that?
I do not know.
Who knows it in the chat? You get a prize. You get a Westwood hug next time I see you. Head, hearts, hands, and health. Anybody know? Anyone? Is it a Midwest thing? I don't know. All right.
Are you serious? It's a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know this.
Hands and health.
I don't know this.
All right.
Do the cheerleaders do that at the football games?
No, we'll move on. Hey, you want to see my high kick? No, you won't.
No.
You won't make it up.
No, I do not.
No. I'm pretty flexible, but not that much.
No,
not YMCA, Charlie G. You're not quite.
It's USMCA, Charlie G.
USMCA.
Be really happy with the USMCA. Everybody is like there's tons of election fraud news. Tons. Like, I mean, out of Michigan.
It's all out there.
Arizona.
Governor's getting served. Kemp is getting served with 4 counts of this and that. And all these people. Minnesota, that's the biggest election fraud. Well, I shouldn't say Minnesota itself. But Minneapolis, one of the biggest.
Georgia was huge.
It was. Minneapolis is horrible. I mean, they've got people that are paid to go out there and get those votes and lie about those votes in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And guess who? We got Governor, what's his name? He ain't going to be around long. Oh, Tim Walz. Tim Horsey Walz. He's horsing around. So
that's such an epic shame. So he's stolen valor guy.
Oh, yeah.
Right. The irony of all that.
Let me make a prediction.
Majewski, what's his name? I can't remember I don't know how to pronounce it, but he is actually, the Dems tried to slam him and accuse him of stolen valor, and he's actually a fucking hero.
Oh yeah, they don't care. No, it's all a sham. But no, this Tim Walz guy, he's going to be. I don't think he will even make it to the convention, which starts the 19th? I don't know when it is. It's in Chicago. I don't think he's even going to be there. I think he's going to drop out before then. She's going to have to pick somebody else. The convention, as Trump is kind of predicting, like he always does, he kind of in the know, that is going to be the biggest shat show you've ever seen, that convention, because it's going to be an all-out fight, and I think it's the total destruction, implosion of the Democratic Party, because they're going to have no one. I saw Gavin Newsom picking up trash today in blue jeans.
Okay, here's the other thing.
Is he on workers or, like prisoner release or something, or what do they call that stuff? I mean, what's going on with that?
Okay, speaking of seeing people in weird places, Kamala was accosted by someone in the
airport.
Since when?
Was that a recent video though?
Yes.
Was it?
Oh well.
I don't know because there's a lot of that going on. But yeah, I mean, why is she in the airport? It sounded like she was still a vice president. So at any point in her vice presidency, why would she be in the airport approachable at all?
Doesn't she have her own plane? Don't they have Air Force 2?
Yes, J.D. Vance went and visited it the other day on the tarmac.
Oh, I loved that. She said, why don't you say that to my face? And so he showed up.
I do have issues with the guy. I do have a lot of issues, but I'll tell you what, that was a great movie clip. I have to admit, it was pretty good.
I think they're about to roll that beautiful bean footage, though. Like the credits are coming.
Checking out my new plane, and I'm going to talk to you because she won't. I'm like, oh man, just.
It's perfect.
Whoever's writing the script, that was a good one. I like that writer.
Well, and the fact that Uncle Cliff is winding things down. He's going to process this last batch of data that he got from the remote viewing guys and from his web bots. And then he's had to move his wife inland for medical care. But then it sounds like he's moving with her and he's packing up all the web bot stuff because he said he talked to the remote viewing guys and they're like,
hitting the wall. There's too much noise.
Kind of winding up. Yes, noise, he said.
There's too much noise at this point to where you got to think about it. When there's AI out there creating stuff, you might pick up on it, but you're picking up on garbage at that point. And so it's like, how is anything distilled? You know what I mean? Thinking whiskey. How do you distill it down? And you can't. It's all garbage. It's just a big vat of, just whatever. Throw it in gumbo.
No,
you don't know what's in it.
I think
so. Trust yourself. You better get right with yourself and understand. And that's all you're gonna have.
Oh man, it's really interesting to watch though. They're arresting pedos right and left, high ranking, like former mayors, former this and that. They're like this one guy publicly, I think I shared the video in the Telegram. This one guy admitted to being a minor attracted person.
Oh, MAP. Oh yeah.
Like that's his gender.
And that's okay though. That's my gender. Yeah. That's my choice. You can't, okay.
No.
Right. I'm a minor attracted person. Okay. Yeah.
No, it's not okay. You go to jail, go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. No. You're sick
minor person. Attracted person. Okay. So you're basically a deviant.
Yes.
You got issues.
And then he was trying to make them feel bad. He's like, what do you have a problem with?
They do. They project all that and make you like, you're shaming me. You're stopping me from being who I am. You're stopping me from being the person I was born to be. And it's like, okay, if that's the person you're born to be, you really don't belong. Maybe you might want to do a reset because you just don't fit into what we're all about. And, it's enough. It's enough. It's just like, I'm just done with all of it. I'm done with all of you. I'm done with all the crap. Stop.
That's where when you were talking about the Lionsgate and all that, and today we couldn't communicate with this little white girl in a southern, Arkansas town. I was like,
yeah.
Maybe we have crossed over the gate. We're not able to communicate. We're not all.
I think, I think there is something to that. It's just like the whole Mayan calendar ends in 2012. The world's going to end. And it's like, well, it really didn't end. But if you look back at 2012 to here at the big picture, looking down, something probably started to open, shift. And we entered a new period to where I can't communicate with a lot of people. There are people I resonate with, and it's like, you elicit it out of them. But a lot of people, I can't be around them because they're so into, it's like going to Nashville. Oh my gosh, let's party. Let's go to this person's bar, that person's bar. Oh, it's so cool. And, and it's just like, I get that. But there are people who are just into it and thinking that this is the pinnacle of success. I've arrived. I'm at Jason Aldean's bar. I'm at Kid Rock's bar. I'm at whatever's bar. And it's just like, okay, cool. You're paying.
They're not there.
Here. That's great. Yeah, they're not showing up. It's just, and to me, I'm just like, hey, I just want to go hang out by the deck. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm going to sit out on the patio. And Parker's like, yeah, let's sit out here and smoke some good cigars and drink some whiskey that we bring down from the room and not buy from the bar. And I'm like, yes, that sounds good to me. And we'll watch all the vagrants walk by and puff up. And it's just like, no.
I love it.
I'm out.
That sounds good to me for sure.
I can't communicate with a segment of people is basically what I'm saying. I can't because I refuse to. I've chosen not to because there's not a conversation to be had with certain people at this point. So I'm out.
That's okay though.
Yeah, it's my choice. Respect me for my choice.
Okay.
All right, anyway.
They're also warning people, U.S. American citizens, the CIA urges U.S. citizens to avoid the Paris Olympics closing ceremony due to a terror threat. That's some more news. Trying to make
CIA should tell Americans to avoid their government, DC, any elected official at this point. That would be the smart thing to do, right? Just ignore them.
Yes. Did you see those horrible videos of Hillary that she created are surfacing and going around Twitter now?
Mm-hmm.
Normie Land is seeing it.
But that's what was always supposed to happen, right? It was like, you can know it now and do the research and be called crazy. Or you can wait and it's going to be a slow drip and it's going to roll out just like everything that's happening right now. It's a slow roll. It's a slow drip. And some people are never going to get it. There's a certain segment that just can't handle it and can't get their head around it. And they're always going to be worshiping whatever the frickin' beast they put in
Hollywood.
front of them. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just what, because they want to live in some fantasy land that robs them of all their energy. But yeah, it's going to come out. It's all out there already, and now it's just, okay, how much do we have to put it in your face to wake as many people up as possible, and then the rest of you, if you don't wake up, it is what it is. Reset.
Yeah. We met this really amazing couple today. So there's a highway sale in Arkansas. I'm so excited. It's my first highway sale. And
highway sale?
Yes. So people get like tents and whatever, and or maybe their house is on the highway or their business, and then people it's like yard sale on steroids just all along this highway.
Just come to exit 21.
No exits. It's little old highways, like the old highways used to be, like Route 66.
Gotcha.
So this is Highway 64.
It's on a route or a route.
Something like
it's
that.
On a route.
Yes.
Such and such.
On the route to 66. Yeah.
Got it.
And we met this most amazing couple. Charlie talked to him the whole time. I was busy shopping and found some things. And he said that they were selling Trump signs and flags and all the MAGA gear and whatever. And his wife's really into Q. And he said, and I was making fun of her at first, but then I started seeing things that added up and made sense. And he goes, and I'm still not I'm never gonna, which I love this about what he said. He said, I'm never going to just accept what someone says as truth because they said it, but I will listen with an open mind. And then as I see things, oh, well, that makes sense, And so I thought that was really great.
Trust himself.
Yes, exactly. And they actually had another booth, went to the people that owned the property for that booth, for those booths or the group of booths. And they asked them to leave. They were like, if you don't make them leave, then we're going to leave. And I was so proud of the owner. It is Swamp Mama's Jerky and Pawn Shop in Alma, Arkansas. And she told them, if you don't like it, you leave, because this is a free country. And so I was pretty proud of that. And I was like, yes, that's freedom.
Absolutely.
If you're the one offended.
Right. F you. Yeah. I'm not doing anything to hurt you. You don't like me. It's just, here's the thing with me. I don't like where I'm at. It's like, fine, I'll show up, but I'm going to leave. I'm not going to tell all these people on Broadway in Nashville how to live, and you guys are all screwed up and you're wrong. It's like, no, go have your fun. I'm out. Yeah. I'm going to go my own way. You can go your own.
Okay. You're going to get us. We got in trouble a couple weeks ago. So I do want to say happy birthday to Mitch.
Tomorrow?
Mitch, tomorrow. Yes, it is tomorrow.
Tomorrow's his birthday. Shout out to Mitch. Where's he at in the chat? Did he fall asleep already? Where's he at? He's not over across the street. He's traveling. He's in the Eastern time zone, so he's ahead. He's asleep.
Oh, is he?
Happy birthday. So it's his birthday already. And he wakes up.
Well, good. Happy birthday, Mitchie. So just to let him know we're thinking of him. I had that pop up on my calendar, and so I wanted to make sure I said happy birthday.
So send Mitch some good vibes, some birthday vibes, and I want to send Lisa and Cannon and Mark Weems some great vibes. Everybody put your energy and send positive vibes. Sometimes life can be hard, and that's what we are as a community. We can change future events, I think, through our consciousness. So put that energy out there. Lisa and Cannon, you can use some good energy. Absolutely. Give them some virtual hugs. Give Mark Weems some virtual hugs. He's had some last 6 months have been hard for him. We all go through some stuff, and that's why we're here. So shout out to all of you.
And the community does help so much. Knowing that you're not in it alone, and being there for each other. And that's what I always try to mention on these videos. Like, if somebody's watching later and you are craving community and good humans, join us for a live show. Jump in the live chat. Everyone will welcome you and say hi and give hugs and high fives. And if you're a positive contributing member, then that's going to go a long way. So glad to see some new people in the chat too.
Yeah, it's awesome. Fun. We do this every Friday, 5, 6 o'clock ish Central Time. So join us. We've been doing this for how long, Lisa? Like 3-4 years? I don't even know.
Since 2018.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's been going on forever. And It's great because, and then we take this on the road. We're going to take it on the road again in October. Hopefully we'll get some dates, when we're going to do this. We got to lock that in. We'll be in Central Illinois, and we're going to have a live meetup at a bar, and, we'll do a live stream. Hopefully everything works out. I mean, it's up to Lisa what dates.
Well, so we're thinking October. Well, is that the 7th is our anniversary, which is that Monday.
It's the Monday, but you'll probably be leaving that day. So yeah, that first weekend in October is what we're shooting for right now. So
we're looking at.
Gotta start looking at flights, looking at travel plans, and
October
it's not
4th.
concrete, but that's what we're looking at. In October here, if you look at the climate, average temperatures like 72 for a high. Low is maybe like 50 at night, so it's not bad.
No, it's really nice.
End of October, it's like 62 and 40.
I have to stand by the wood pellet stove.
Yeah, she got to stand next to Westwood because he's putting off all this heat. And I was like, he's warm. And then and the furnace on the other side. So it's like, oh. But me, I'm flip-flop, shorts. I went to the dentist today, and I had an 8 a.m. appointment because I want to get it out of the way, and people are showing up. And anyway, so it was about 50. I think overnight it got down to 53 degrees. And by the time I got to the dentist, it was 57. And I show up in my shorts and my flip flops. And, I'm just like, hey, I'm good. So.
Oh, I'm sure you loved it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm loving it.
I like to walk in the morning when it's like in the 40s. I know it's chilly when I get started, but then I can go like forever because I'm not overheated.
Right.
And so I like to go for walks in the morning, specifically, and when it gets a little cooler, like I can go way longer. But when it's 100 degrees during the day,
I can't function.
It feels like a furnace blowing on your face at 8 a.m. I'm like, I'm out. That's not happening. Not happening.
Nope, not for me.
Are you checking the chat?
Yes.
Friends, everybody's kind of checking in, wishing Mitch happy birthday.
Yep.
And it's good to see everybody.
I don't know if he's in the chat right now because he's bouncing around, but he was in Hash It Out last night.
He might be traveling.
But not Mitch, but Bitcoin Bull. I want to give him a shout out. I'm smoking a cigar that he gave me at the Litecoin Summit. It's a Vivante. It's a Dominican. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good cigar. So if he's in the chat or watching this later, thank you, my friend. It was a good cigar.
That's awesome. Yes. Isn't it great to over the years? So we all came in somewhere between Litecoin started in 2013, 14.
2011.
I didn't join.
13th.
2011. Okay, that's where I got the 13. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was 31st.
Well, that's the Bitcoin white paper, October 31st, 2008.
Oh gosh.
And then January.
That's where I'm getting those dates.
Yeah, January. What was it? January 3rd. I want to say 6 because I'm programmed. January 3rd, 2009 is when the blockchain started for Bitcoin.
Okay, interesting.
So Litecoin's 2.5 years behind, roughly. However, it ain't behind anymore. If you look at the BitPay statistics, I mean, it's got the highest transactions of any coin. I'm just saying, I see a bargain. I see a blue light special. I'm in.
Wouldn't use case at some point, maybe when the Fed breaks, they were supposed to vote today on ending the Fed. Thomas Massie put a bill forward. Yeah. I don't know what the outcome was because I was busy. But that might be interesting to see, like I said, the Ripple case was settled with the SEC. I'm not doing a thumbs up, so I don't know why that showed up, but whatever. Then now if they're able to pass this, which they really don't need a law to pass to end the Fed. The Fed is not a part of our Constitution. It's a charter. They can just defund.
It's like the whole Chevron thing almost, to where it's just
overreach. Right.
And, there's arguments to where it wasn't even passed because they passed it in December when not all of Congress was there, and there's something there to where did that even get passed, that Federal Reserve Act?
That's a great point, Westwood. You know the similarity in that? supposedly Congress is on vacation right now or whatever, that they're not even active. So how are they voting on something if they're not even in session?
Do we have a quorum?
Do votes count outside of session?
Right. I mean,
All
how many votes do we need?
Unconstitutional BS going on.
And that's it. That's what it comes down to. And I guess that's what gets exposed, to where it's totally been hijacked. It's all been an illusion. It's all a bunch of BS. And, hey, if you've got sound money, that's really what it comes down to. If you've got sound money that works outside of government, then you're going to be good. You're going to be fine. But if you're locked up into a vampire casino to where you're beholden to them and waiting for them to make your bags pump and hopefully, your stocks pump, I mean, that's all rigged stuff, man. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculously rigged. A cigar is a cigar. I don't care what price you put on it. The cigar does the same thing every time I light it up. And it's just, it's $1,000 cigar. And it's like, well, I'm going to pay $1,000 for the cigar. It's like, I don't know. It's just, we got to get our minds and our heads around what real value is and what things are that matter in the real world, rather than this artificial world that Jim Cramer and all the talking heads talk about. And, I'm worth this much. Are you? Can you do something with it? Because when we had the big panic and the Japanese yen thing rolled through and $3 trillion came out of the stock market and everybody wanted to either buy or sell at the bottom, I don't even know what they were doing. Who knows?
Robinhood turned off.
Yeah, everything's turned off. You can't even use it. I mean, so it's like, well, hang on. Let me dig in my deep pockets here that have like 2 things in it and a lighter. These didn't get turned off. This silver coin and this copper coin, they didn't get turned off. I can still use those.
Thank you, Polly.
I mean, but if I had NVIDIA stock and or if I wanted to buy some, under $100, I couldn't do it. Okay, yeah. I mean, so you got to ask yourself, what's real value? What's going to hold value? What's going to be something useful when all that shuts down? And that was a good test case, a good example. Man. It's nice having a little gasoline on the side. It's nice having, having some silver on the side. It's nice having some
food,
things that are real in your possession.
Family, thinking about those kind of things because, I know I believe they've tried to make this a soft landing, and that's part of the movie being put in place and the Kraken and the whole bit. But there has to be a jumping off point where, like, it's going to be uncomfortable for a few days or weeks. Yeah. And so to prepare for your family is always a good idea, not to spread fear porn or whatever, but just be smart. And then you can be able to help others. If it never happens and if everything's fine, great, then go donate it to a food pantry,
Yep, exactly.
But look out for your friends and family for sure. Did you make notes for today, Westwood?
I did. I got notes. I was way behind on the chat. And I was shirts, absolutely, Paulie P. Thanks for. Here's the thing.
I know. Thank you, Paulie.
This is the community thing. I know what he paid for them.
Show the shirts.
I know what he paid for them. He sent them here. I'm not going to talk about it right there. Litecoin,
awesome.
Litecoin, Tennessee.
And Paulie's done this multiple times.
All the time.
For our meetup.
He did it for our meetup. He did it for the Litecoin Summit. And he sends them here so I can bring them or have them here for
way back in the day for he did the Crypto Warrior shirt that I still have.
He was the one that first did that back at Blanco. After that whole thing, it was the Crypto Warrior. He created this Crypto Warrior shirt. And he was, hey Bix, is it okay if I do this? Because he's got the song "The Way of the Crypto Warrior," and so it's just like it's all decentralized. You do your thing. And so he has always had this idea, and he's always putting out he's like the shirt guy now. I mean, he goes to the Litecoin Summit, and they're like, "Holy crap, that's a great shirt, better than what they got at the summit. How do I get one?" And he's like, throwing it, going in the backpack. He's just like Robin Hood. Yeah. Paulie, he's just like, here's your shirt. Boom, Litecoin Summit. What do you want for it? It's like, I don't want anything for it. Just give me a follow or something. Paulie P. And that's what he did. And it's just like the painting, and I went into that. We talked about that. He understands what community is. He understands the power that he has, and he's giving everything he can to support the community, to lift up people, to inspire people, to give them a sense of we can do whatever we want to do, and we don't have to ask for permission. And it's like you spend your energy wherever you want, and so that's what he does. And so this shirt, Pauly P, baby, Litecoin. I worked at the dentist today. Nobody said anything, but we got into a conversation about money. I did with the and teaching and all that stuff. But it's a great shirt. Thanks, Pauly.
Yes, it was very sweet. I love it when people invest in the community, and not just financially, but with your time. Like everybody joining us in the chat now, they're having a great conversation. That's investing in the community with
You're
time.
Your
they're
energy
watching
here.
this. Yeah,
right
we're spending it
Give
together.
us a thumbs up. Retweet it. Share it out. Thumbs up. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button,
that
hit
time
it.
I did do it, and it did not make the magical thumbs up shoot up.
I don't know.
It does not make sense ever, but whatever.
Westwood's lost his magic. He hasn't made a video in a month. I tried to make one yesterday. Then I got a phone call, and I'm like, the universe is just holding me back right now.
Well, maybe it's a season.
It is. Everything's a season. And, I got into it about 5 minutes, and then boom, phone call. And then, so I got the 5-minute video. I'm not going to post it because it's not the complete video.
No. I see.
So you all need to get out there and start talking. You all need to get out there and start your own videos, start your own channels, and talk about the things that you know about. And just get the word out there and inspire people. That's really what it's all about. It really is. Inspire people to not be afraid, not worry about what people think, because I don't anymore. And we all do at some point in our lives. We're like, I don't want to say anything because I'm gonna have to take the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, that they keep shooting at me. But at some point, you just say, I don't even care anymore. I'm just going to tell my truth, and I don't care if one person watches it. That's good enough. Good enough. And so you just do that, and you get to that point where it's just, what was it? The movie, Pauly, help me out. It was, it might have been Ferris Bueller at the beginning of it. No, it wasn't Ferris. Risky Business. It's like, sometimes you just got to say, what the, and that's basically what it comes down to. What the, that's what you do. Go. That's what you do. Who cares? F them. All right. Sorry.
Sounds good.
Little rant.
Good. Go on a rant. There's just so much going on.
Excuses.
Did Hunter get didn't Hunter Biden get convicted again or something? The DOJ finally admits that he was.
They admitted something,
by a Romanian oligarch. That's what it was.
I mean, we all kind of knew it, but now we're going to talk about it because Joe's not president anymore, kind of ish, until the convention, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, they're kind of rolling that out now, all the bad stuff. Yeah.
Do you think Joe is going to crash the convention?
It may not be Joe. It might be somebody else. I mean, it might be new Joe that's like 6 inches taller with the long legs. I don't know. Who knows?
And the long jacket.
Enjoy the show.
Or will it be an issue around Joe crashing the whole DNC convention? Like when Trump says words, sometimes if you're a normie, it sounds one way. But if you unpack it or watch the sentence after and the sentence before, like sometimes it means something totally different.
Right, because Trump doesn't make mistakes when it comes to what he posts. I mean, you got to think about it. Mm-hmm. He's posting it for a reason, misspelling things for a reason, putting it in context for a reason. And, oh, look at that idiot. He spelled it wrong. What's Kofifi? And it's...
Yeah, go look at that.
He does things for a reason. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not just some random post. Trust me.
Yep. It's been quite a movie. I mean...
It has been. Here,
I feel like we are winding down.
Yeah, I think so. It's getting really close. Pauly P shared last night the video of Oliver Anthony, the Richmond, north of Richmond.
Yeah.
I think it was the song. And I watched it today. I didn't watch it last night, but it was like 18 minutes. And that pretty much sums it up. If you go watch that, that's kind of how a lot of people feel. I like what he's doing. I like what he's trying to do. It kind of fits into my vibe to where what I'm trying to do here with his music. He wants to take all the money that he has and create self-sustainable basically halfway houses for people to where, buying land up and building cabins, refurbishing cabins in West Virginia to where teaching people how to grow food, teaching people how to, temporarily, hey, you can live here, learn how to do this and this, if you're a veteran, if you are out of prison, whatever it is, he's got this vision of how do we make the world better because they're not doing it. And with what I've been given, my gift, and how I've been blessed. Here's what I want to do. I'm speaking for him, paraphrasing, but he wants to have places, little sanctuaries, to where people can get back to nature. People can get
awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, it's go watch that video. Oliver Anthony.
There was an article that I read that said that American farmers band together and they raised over $300 million to create their own, I don't know the nice way of saying.
Yeah, you make your own processing plant. You decentralize it. Instead of the big corporate farms, doing it and following the rules. And again, this goes back to the whole, you're sovereign, but you're tying into government, asking for licenses. They're going to come dump your milk out because, whatever license you don't have, and they're going to tag, your cattle, they need to tag them because. And then a University of Nebraska study just came out and said that actually cows are carbon neutral. They actually produce more oxygen than methane, or what I don't know what it is. But anyway, it's just, I mean, we've been lied to. We've been lied to for politics and for and for money. And all they do is, with all these crises, they take your money. It's just another excuse to grift. And nature always wins. I mean, and when you get back to nature and you just let nature do its thing, that's all you got to do, But when you've got an overlaid matrix DC corporate structure on top of your head, that F's everything up. And we got to unwind that and just throw it all off and say, enough is enough. We're not playing the game anymore. We're exiting this vampire casino. We're going to do our own thing. We know what's right in our souls. We trust ourselves. F you. And I do have the FU right here if I have to throw it up. Anyway, go ahead, Lisa.
The F and the U. University of.
I got the F and the U right there.
Speaking of F, fluoride, and you went to the dentist today. So the CDC.
No fluoride for me.
Good for you. Because they admitted under oath that it caused brain damage.
Duh.
And it went to a whole thing about dangers of fluoride. This is a really quick video.
CDC agrees with NRC that it is apparent that fluorides have the ability to interfere with the functions of the brain and the body by direct and indirect means.
Yes, CDC in connection with the Intergovernmental Work Group.
It's correct to say that CDC does not have any data on the tolerable upper fluoride intake for neurotoxic effects for infants.
Yes.
Okay. And you see how the definition also includes toddlers.
Mm-hmm.
So CDC does not have any data on the tolerable upper fluoride intake for neurotoxic effects on toddlers.
That's true.
Okay. There's been 2 studies now from the Dr. Who's birth cohort in Mexico City, and there's been 2 studies from the Canadian cohort that Dr. Lanphier has been working on. All 4 of these studies have found significant and large associations between early life fluoride exposure and adverse neurodevelopmental effects. CDC agrees with NRC that it is.
Anyway, very interesting. They also, there was another study that I saw that showed that they've never, that the jabs that they give little babies there's never been a study relating to SIDS, or sudden infant death syndrome, but there's actually some correlation now. I guess there is a new study. I don't know. But they have been trying to poison.
It's such a mystery, Lisa. We don't know why that happens. And I'll tell you why it happens. It's because of this. That's exactly why it happens.
Mm-hmm. No, I think we're all seeing that now. I hope we're all seeing that now. And we should be pissed off. There should be some accountability for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then going forward, I mean, sometimes you just roll the dice and say, you know what, maybe the doctors aren't right. And if you have children now, I mean, nobody's having children now, younger than, 30, nobody wants to have any kids. Because, financially, that's what they want, though. They don't want us to reproduce. They want to, make us sterile, give us all this stuff. The thing is, that's what's going to solve the problem. we need to reproduce and have children and raise them properly, and because we die, but our energy stays with them, our DNA, and our soul, our, all our, stuff goes into them. And so we need to have that rejuvenation. That's how you're immortal. That's how you live forever, on this planet. Soul lives forever, spirit lives forever. But it's just, that's how you fix these things in this problematic world in which we find ourselves. But if you have kids now, I mean, you got to be really looking at it and saying, well, how many of these we got to get?
Right.
And what did fix?
Because when we were kids, then the number has changed significantly from when we were kids.
Absolutely,
to where they are now. That should scare the hell out of everyone.
Yeah, and here's the thing: you might think that it's required, but there's a few states to where they are completely totalitarian. But in this state, I mean, you can get a religious exemption. You say, no, my religion says I don't need to get this, and you take it to the school, and they're like, okay. You don't have to get it. Everybody says, well, it's required. Well,
but that's the same way the jab was for the great infection.
Right. I mean, they lie to you and say, well, you need to get it. Well, what are the consequences of not getting it?
That's the same thing with the things that happen on 4/15 every year. It's required. You have to do it. And unless enough of us say no, and stop believing their magic spells and lies and all this shit, then we're always going to be slaves.
Yep. At some point, you just make a choice. I mean, COVID was a test run to where they're going to see how many people are going to opt out and say, we don't care anymore. We're not going to follow the rules because we don't have to follow the rules. We'll see what happens next, but I just don't think a lot of people are going to be following the rules.
I don't either. Did you see of this monkeypox they're doing now? Trying to scare people.
Let's lock everything down for monkeypox.
But supposedly it's only transmissible through male gay sex or something. So once again,
because just like AIDS, that's what they did. They put in the simian virus. I don't know what they injected in the AIDS stuff. Thank Dr. Fauci. He'll know. Ask him. Get him. You want to have dinner with somebody, have dinner with Dr. Fauci, and
you'll learn a lot.
Yeah.
And probably won't make it to dessert.
No. It'll be like that episode in The Godfather where he goes to the restroom and he comes back, and anyway. Bunch of criminals, a bunch of vampires. I mean, that's the easiest way to boil it down for me, because throughout history, there's always been these vampires. And what do? They want to steal your blood. What's the blood? It's the energy. They want to steal your energy. They want to convince you that they're in control because they got the big castles. I mean, but none of that matters. I mean, if they don't have the people to defend them and, support them, then it all goes away. It's all a big sham. Quit supporting them. Quit giving them energy. I mean, really, just quit defending them. Quit giving them the luxuries of life. That's all you got to do is just pull the plug and just be that person that says, no, I'm not. F you. I'm thinking, show up at a local rally. Why are you going to cheer for them? And then I think of the whole Kamala, what's his name? Tim Walz thing. Oh yeah. Hey, there's a concert over here. Let's make that into an event. Let's show up. I mean,
and not only did they do that to fake their
AI
numbers, they also used AI, and people called them out for it. So, you don't hijack.
Hillary used it too. Go back. That was the first instance that I saw. Hillary used it in 2016. If you look at some of these things, it's like, oh, wait a minute. This group of people is the same as this group, the same as this group. And then you look at the audience, you're like, wait a minute. They're just like cutting and pasting. And now it's more sophisticated. It's a big joke. I mean, you're living in an AI world. Madonna needs to remake a song, with all of her, stuff that's going on there.
Bloodbath,
and come out with her black cube over her head, and say living in an AI world to remake the song. 40 years later. But it's just a big joke. I mean, that's why I say you got to trust yourself, because all this is going off the rails. Cliff can't see the future. The remote viewers can't see the future because it's all fake. It's all generated. It's all an illusion. It's all a matrix at this point. And so it's up to you to make the decision of what reality is. Your reality matters more than their reality. Fake reality. Yeah, I mean, it really is.
I agree completely.
It really
Yeah.
is.
So what do you think about Trump kind of leaning on the, hey, we're getting ready
Thank you very
to
much. Appreciate your being here. Just a statement before I talk about debates. I think that our country is right now in the most dangerous position it's ever been in from an economic standpoint, from a safety standpoint. Both gangs on the street and, frankly, gangs outside of our country in the form of other countries that are, frankly, very powerful. They're very powerful countries, and we don't know what we're doing. We have leadership that has no clue how to handle them or how to handle any other situation. We have a lot of bad things coming up. You could end up in a depression of the 1929 variety, which would be a devastating thing. Took many years, took decades to recover from it. And we're very close to that. And we're very close to a world war. In my opinion, we're very close to a world war. We have people that don't know how to handle it. They're not respected. All over the world, they're laughed at. And we can't have that. Most dangerous period of time I've ever seen for our country.
What are your thoughts? I think you're muted if you're talking.
No, I think he's right because they're front running it. He's front running it because that's what they want to do. They want to take it into, hey, Iran, did this. And, they're telegraphing all this stuff. Well, they gave Iran and released all the funds. And then you have the whole Israel thing that was allowed to happen. Their 9/11, I guess you could say. But, the funds are all there. They've been released. The terrorists have been funded. And they want to make it look like it's the end of the world. It's this and it's that. And he's kind of front running it, saying, basically, this is what they're going to do. And when they do it, it's their fault.
I told you so, and it's their fault.
Yeah, pretty much. I warned you. I told you.
So will we go all the way?
You should have heard me. Did you heard me? You heard me?
Will there be threats of that?
I don't think it's going to happen.
The
I think it's all
military
BS.
will step in.
Yeah, I think it's all BS. They'll take it to the brink, and I don't know where it ends up, but
Juan Savin, years and years, he said the near death of America, and that is like we're closely approaching that.
But I think that's what
we still live in our little comfortable bubbles, and we can go to the store and we can watch Netflix. Do not watch Netflix; they give a bunch of money to Kamal. And we can watch Game of Thrones, except it's over now, I think. Anyway,
it is, but they have like a prequel or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah, Game of Thrones. That's what you're looking at.
Interesting. Yeah. We're right. We have to be right there, though. And they've continued to, what's interesting to me is all these Bitcoin maxis that say Bitcoin for everything and nothing else and whatever. But then, like, if you look at the reports, it's like the government, right when Bitcoin should have shot up, when the crash on Monday happened and all that, the government dumped a bunch of Bitcoin on the market to suppress the price. Yeah.
It was all engineered. It was at the right time. This is all a theater. This is all a show. That's what we're watching. And so what's the end game? I don't know what the end game is, but the thing is, I look at it from the standpoint of, I don't know who the good guys are, the bad guys are, but it is a moment to where it's being steered and people are waking up and people are finding their truth and realizing that truth ain't the right truth. And, if you wake up and resonate with, with the things that are healthy, again, all of this is just an artificial. What happened Monday? Oh my God, it's ending my retirement. Oh, all this stuff is going. Oh my gosh, Bitcoin going to $49,000. Litecoin dropped under 50. And the thing is, you still got your Litecoin. You still got your Bitcoin. You still got your stocks. That's probably,
you probably don't. But
probably
not
a good thing to look at to gauge your wealth by. Yeah. But now you look at the Friday close, everything's fine. You had people panicking. We need an immediate Fed meeting, cut rates by 50%, 0.5, and it's just all this stuff. But that tells you what an illusion it is because, now it's recovered. It's almost back to where it was on last Friday. This is all artificial. This is all a fiction. I mean, at some point you got to wake up and realize that this is not real life. These are not real things. This is not real stuff. And I mean, if you're putting your energy into that, it's like watching the NFL. I mean, you really think that's real? I mean, you know,
So
these
I
guys are,
saw an article that said that if you look at how they're registered as an entertainment company.
the NFL
They
is, yeah.
admit it's
Yes,
rigged.
it is.
Yeah.
It's like WWE.
Pimpy says this
Entertainment.
movie sucks. He wants a refund. Pretty funny.
It's the Meatloaf song, Life is a Lemon and I want my money back. I just got my title for Spaces. There it is.
There you go.
From the universe, baby. It just happens. But it's just, I mean, come on, man. Quit playing the game. That's why I call it a vampire casino, because that's exactly what it is. They put all the bells and whistles and the bright lights and no clocks on the wall. You can't find the exit. Remember when we were in Las Vegas? We're like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Had enough to drink. Had a good time. How do we get out of here? I don't know. Where's the exit?
one
I have no
knows.
freaking
Yeah.
clue. I'm going to lead you
try
down.
to trap you in. Yeah, it's awful.
Get me out of here. It's like, I'm done. Click my silver slippers 3 times, the silver flip-flops. You know, I don't know. It's like, what do you do? But that's what it is. It's just all an artificial reality. And so, yeah, we're living in like a game, a hologram, a matrix, a fake. And so you got to get real, and you got to realize what's real and realize that they really don't have an impact on your life. Because here's my experience. I'll give a real life experience here. I'm not talking crap. Monday morning, I woke up. I don't know why. The dogs woke me up at like 4:30, and I'm like, oh, wake up, take them out, come in. I'm like, oh my gosh, everything's crashing. And I look at it, and I'm watching Litecoin go down. I'm thinking, I got no money in the bank. I can't buy it. You know, I'm like, okay, I got some cash. And I'm thinking, and I posted this in the chat. I'm like, okay, 2 ounces of silver for 1 Litecoin. I'm like, okay, I need to make this move, because to me, I will do that. You know, and I think silver.
Do you do a ratio with silver?
Yes,
and
yes. I think that's the end game, because in June of June of 2022, right before the Westwood meetup, Litecoin was dumping to like $44. And at that time, silver was lower, and I could take 2 silver coins, and I did at the time. Took 2 silver coins and bought 1 Litecoin. And to me, I think silver is the end game. I mean, I really do. That's the thing you want to hold. That's what I think, because it's real. The digital world, that's great. You know, if you want to participate in it, I want the best money in the digital world, and I think it's Litecoin. Right. However, I want it in my hand, you know, at the end of days. And, you know, so, you know, I look at 2 silver rounds, 2 silver eagles, whatever it is, and get 1 Litecoin for it. To me, that ratio is really good. And so this Monday, I was like, okay, I should probably sell some silver and buy Litecoin. I should probably find some cash that I have to pay Alabama for next month, you know, in tuition, and just eat it, you know. And it's like, you know, I'm trying to make the moves, and you know, here's the thing: the universe intervened. I got phone calls, I got support, you know, I got this and that going on the road, and it didn't work out. But I knew at the time that was the play, and it was like $50 Litecoin, and I mean, I was ready to unload on it, and then now look at it, it's like $60, you know, less than a week later. And I hate to value it in dollars, but if you're playing that game, you look at those ratios, and
but you were really going against silver price.
But here's the
ratio
thing.
Wasn't the dollar.
No, it wasn't. It was just like what asset for what asset. That's how I do my ratios. It's like when I look at Bitcoin right now. If I had 1 Bitcoin and I can get 1,000 Litecoin for it, it's a no-brainer to me. I'm taking every bit of Bitcoin I have and throwing it in Litecoin. I mean, because I want something that works when everything falls apart. And I know that works. I've used it and used it and used it.
Litecoin's now the longest running blockchain.
Longest running blockchain in history with no downtime. Mm-hmm. Privacy coming, and you look at what's happening right now with privacy coins. That's the play going forward, because you know, you've got the digital tyranny coming. I mean, you want to have something private. And like Johnny talked about last night, my big thing is, yeah, Monero is great. Zcash is great, and it's pumped. I mean, the thing is with Litecoin is it's just like we are. We're straddling the old world and the new world. Okay, so we're living in the old system, but we see the new system. Litecoin is that transparent blockchain that's been running forever. I mean, it does what the blockchain does. However, it's got a side chain. It's got the privacy layer, and it's an opt-in. It doesn't have to, you know, it's not all in. It's hey, if I want to do this, I can do this. If I want to do this and be private, I can do this. And so to me, it's the blend, the perfect blend. I don't know where Charlie Lee comes from, what his mindset is, who's behind him, what his thinking is, but for whatever reason, I think he's right in how this whole thing's been developed. And the guy's putting his money where his mouth is.
He's right until, and Johnny like kind of defended it yesterday. He really defended it yesterday. And felt like, you know, on ramps and off ramps are going to be needed. And that's why it's okay for Litecoin to be excited about. Did this. I'm just so tired of like.
I'm with you.
Supposedly these people have no power of us, but we keep asking them for permission, acknowledgement. Oh, we all want to be the banking system to accept it. And so when I saw Charlie Lee announcing that, like it's something to be proud of, the last thing I want is the banksters getting a hold of, like.
No, I agree. And so, you know, it's like, oh, win Litecoin ETF so it can pump the price. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not for that, because it's not about the money. It's, you know, because then they're going to lock it up and they're going to hold it. Here's the thing, though, with that banking thing. I agree with Johnny on that because it's another escape hatch. And I mean,
that was his point. Yes.
You make the choice. I mean, if you think you're going to let the bank hold it, but no, if that's another gateway in Turkey to where they can buy Litecoin and take possession of it, to me, that's a great thing. It's people need to get as much of that in their possession as they can, because that's one thing that will work as long as the whole world doesn't collapse. I mean, as long as there's electricity, as long as there's energy in the grid being generated, then that's going to work. However, the end game is, if it really goes Mad Max, I want to have a food supply. I want to be able to have storable seeds. I want to have heirloom seeds. I want to have silver. I want to have things that are in my hand. But, I mean, who wants to live in that kind of world? Maybe me. But, I mean, most people, the comfort level of the digital world.
Yeah.
I mean,
the SpaceX lady, Elon was retweeted this, but during a fireside chat, SpaceX president, CEO Gwynne Shotwell, take a shot for Gwynne Shotwell, confirmed that Starlink can provide everyone in rural and semi-rural U.S. with high-speed broadband internet connectivity for a very small fraction of the price of laying down fiber optic cable. Well, then we add Theta on top of that, and broadband sharing, like that will take care of everybody. So this whole fear of taking down the grid, which I still think they're going to do to freak everyone out and educate everyone.
They will temporarily.
But I think then SpaceX has already made an announcement. They have a solution.
And you know what? There are other solutions. I mean, you know, there are peer-to-peer solutions, you know, with wireless connectivity. And as long as you have power, you can transmit to neighbors. And I mean, here's the deal with that. If we lose connectivity, if we lose the grid, you're not getting gas, you're not buying food. What you have is what you have. And then you're in that world to where if you don't have, you know, like real stuff, and I mean, you know, even gold and silver, they are just a means to get the real shit you need. I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, it's something that people respect and value, and they will take it for the eggs, for the little bit of gasoline they have, for the ride, you know, somewhere else to see your family member, you know, because they got
really the resources are the valuable items.
The valuable items are oxygen, you know, some dirt to grow some seeds, you know, some storable food,
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Yes.
Exactly. It's like, oh, you can't get self-actualized if you ain't got food. And, you know, if you don't have oxygen, you know, it's like the bottom of the pyramid is pretty important. So it's, no, absolutely. But I mean, we can do that right now, because ultimately it comes down to, okay, $1 million Bitcoin. I got 10 Bitcoin. I don't have any Bitcoin. I'm just saying hypothetically. I mean, you know, you got $10 million. Cool. What are you going to buy with it? Anything I want. Okay. Is anything you want for sale? Is what I have for sale? Probably not. I might give it to you.
I might not want your Bitcoin.
Right. It's not going to do me any good. You know, it's like, do you have chicken to feed? Because I might need a little bit of that. Or, you know, it's just, I mean, we got to come into the point where we realize what real things are. because we need real things to survive. I mean, unless you think you can live off the sun and be an Aryan or whatever it is they call it, you don't have to eat anything. And I mean, you don't have to eat a lot, but still, you got to have some nourishment, some vitamins, and yeah, I mean, water is pretty important. 3 days of water.
How much percentage are we of water? It's like 80%,
3/4 roughly. 3/4, just like
Okay,
the Earth. Just like the Earth is 3/4 water. I mean, it's like there's no coincidences here. Okay.
Yeah.
So find those things. Here's the thing: you can have $10 million of Bitcoin. You live in the city, and there's not a bottle of water in sight, and the plumbing doesn't work because that infrastructure got bombed out. There's no electricity, and so what do? You have fun staying starving. I mean, I guess, have fun thirsting to death.
Yeah.
It doesn't do you any good. And so having those things, putting yourself in that position. I had this conversation with somebody that says, hey, I want to get a bug out property in the Ozarks, or I want to get a bug out property in Kentucky. I'm like, okay, that's cool. How are you going to get there when everything falls apart? That full tank of gas from Chicago doesn't get you where you need to go. So you're going to have to walk the rest of the way. Are you going to make it? Do you have the things you need to make it? And then when you get to that property, do you have all the things that you need? Is it on an electric pump? Do you have solar? Do you have backups? I mean, put yourself in a position right now.
A position of possession.
Position. Yeah. Put yourself in that position right now to where you want to be. And if this crypto market, if these tools that are presented to you can put you in that position, don't think that, oh my gosh, I could have so much more. I could have 50 acres when you only need one and to be free. Know what you really need and where you want to be. And that's the struggle with most people. They don't know. They don't know what gives them freedom. They don't know the things that are going to make them happy. You got to figure that out first, because no amount of money in the world can do that. There's a lot of unhappy millionaires and billionaires, just saying.
Oh, I've met some.
Yes, we all have.
And they want to make you miserable too.
Yeah, bring you down.
Oh, man.
It's just like a white guy in the South before the Civil War. It's like, well, I'm poor and I got nothing, but at least I'm not a black slave. Okay, well, that's not winning.
Yeah. Pimpy says, did you see the movie Civil War? No USD, they used Canadian. Interesting. That might go into the Trump USMCA thing if you make America, as in North America,
the Americas, real America,
yeah. Well, would that include South America as well?
Probably.
Or just North America?
But who knows? I mean, it really comes down to the individual level and understanding, because you've got to understand what has real value first. Otherwise, none of this other stuff matters. Really doesn't.
Yeah.
Build those communities locally. Do those things. That's why I love that message.
Get involved. Get to know your local sheriff.
Yeah. Be the sheriff.
Local,
I mean, if you want to do that.
Make sure he's constitutional. Yes.
Yep. Doesn't take that many votes to be a county sheriff in a lot of these rural counties. I mean, or support that person if you don't want to be that person.
Yes.
Find that right guy.
Find that person that should be, and encourage them.
Absolutely, and educate them and talk to them. And
we were talking about that today.
Yeah.
There's a lady that the couple that own the booth place where we have our booth space, which we're expanding. We're going to have like a whole side of the store, a whole thing by ourselves. But anyway, I'll send you guys videos once we get it all set up. She was running for county treasurer, and I was like, man, these people are like salt of the earth, good people, honest. They've had people like break their contract, move out, do whatever. They still paid them, even though they broke their contract and did all this stuff. I was like, they just put you in a really bad position, and they should give you 30 days. You should take that money. And he's like, no. I mean, they're just the kindest people. And like, that's the kind of person that I want to be our county treasurer. Yes. That's the kind of person that I want to help be a part of and do business with. Those kind of people that are just honest, community loving, they want to work hard, they're willing to work hard, and they want to do the right thing for everyone, and they expect everyone else to do that too. And those are the kind of people where we can rebuild America out of this corrupt, Ukraine monies. Now, I saw an article that said that a lot of this Ukraine money is coming back to these senators and congressmen and women through contracts. And if that's true, that needs to be told and found out by we the people. And they've been funding endless wars for so long on our backs and making us into slavery and spending down the value of the dollar for however many years now.
Since 1913. I mean, that's what the Fed was formed for. Hey, we don't have to work for the gold and silver anymore. We can create our own money. And then, we'll make fake prosperity for a while, build up militaries and, go blow people's heads off because, they don't want to accept the dollar. I mean, it's run its course. I mean, it really has. I mean, that has no value anymore. And if you value yourself in the dollar, you gotta take a hard look at where you're at in life, because you might win for a little bit. It's like Johnny Cash says, you might run along for a long time, but pretty soon, God, sooner or later, God's going to cut you down. Sooner or later, that system, that casino, that vampire casino will come and take all your stuff. So you might win for now and think you're good, just like, price go up. Great, government's getting involved in Bitcoin. But that doesn't solve the problem. I mean, it's just replacing, one form of money for another to buy some time. And the thing is, with this technological age, it might buy you some time, make you feel good, think you got nice things, and you're still playing in the casino. But at some point, pretty soon, with the technology, you are not going to be able to do anything. They control it at a level that you've never seen before in history.
Right.
I mean, it is Mark of the Beast stuff. I mean, it is just complete tyranny, complete
oh my gosh,
total track control. You can't do anything. Nothing.
I saw a video where they were showing that people that have been jabbed have a Bluetooth address.
That's beautiful.
And it's from the graphene oxide, and because they suspended it in what's called hydrogel, which is like an animal protein. And so then when it's around radioactive, which is everyone's phone and 5G,
all the frequencies
it makes
out there.
the protein grow, and that's what
makes your blood boil, but in a different way.
Literally, yeah, it's heartbreaking.
It is. It's terrible. But I mean, at some point you just got to say enough is enough. And you've been damaged. Okay, they screwed me. I was lied to. Enough.
Yeah.
Opt
out. Find all the parallel.
Never too late to opt out.
Parallel
never
systems.
too late.
Yeah. Look for a good functional medicine doctor. If you need, it's not that we don't need healing, but there are other options, not big pharma. So.
Absolutely. I take my, what's it called? Dr. Reg's stuff every morning.
New Eden. There's a link in the description for New Eden, or you can go
New Eden. I take my big scoop of New Eden in my water every morning.
Wellness. Yeah. Oh, awesome. I do mine at night because it has humate in it, which is volcanic ash, to give you minerals. And so it's a little bit, we call it worm dirt at our house. So it's not the best tasting thing, but it has so much nutrition, and our food is so
there's garbage. It's all commercial.
Garbage.
All commercially produced food.
Processed.
I look at this corn out here, all this GMO corn that they're going to put in all the food and all the sweeteners and all the stuff, and it's all garbage. I mean, we need real stuff. And no, I take that every morning, and it's not enough. You need more, you need to do better, but at least I got a fighting chance. At least I'm putting good stuff into my body that can be absorbed. Go get some wormwood. Go get some of that and make a wormwood tea. It's just a bitter, horrible tasting tea. But the thing is
actual wood, or is it like a mushroom?
It's an herb, wormwood. But that thing, that'll heal a lot of things, and it'll kill a lot of parasites in your body. Just get that raw wormwood stuff in a bag and throw a little bit in your hot water, and make some tea out of it and drink that. We got to get rid of these vampires, these parasites, all these things that are inside of us. And, you got to do something. And so that's something.
You can also look at Uncle Cliff's fenbendazole protocol that used for large 6-foot rats, or
5'8"
large
rats.
dogs, or 5'2" rats. I don't know.
Yeah, that too.
Just, but something to look at. So
a little bit of horse paste, and some of that's, you can't overdose on that stuff.
We can't use toothpaste anywhere more. Why not use horse paste?
You might as well.
We'll do we'll start a new toothpaste company called Horse Paste.
Right.
And people can brush their teeth with.
Yeah, we'll put Tim Waltz's face on it, and we're like, oh, nobody's gonna buy that. No.
Oh, well, that's terrible. Or Kamala's porn outfits or whatever. Wynn Westwood. So Wynn Westwood, we talked about it earlier.
October. Tell me. Give me some dates.
So we're coming in. It'll be October. I believe it's the 4th. Is the Friday that we're gonna do the meetup.
We'll have a live meetup the 4th. You want to do it the 4th?
Yeah.
We're doing it live.
Let's commit. We're gonna do that live, and we'll be there on the 4th. So.
All right, get your tickets now. Hopefully those planes don't fall out of the sky.
I was gonna say, drive.
What do you think about that? When does a plane fall? When does a plane fall straight down out of the sky? Does it momentum down?
Did you see the video?
The video. Yes, they have multiple videos on X. It just falls straight down out of the sky. How does that happen?
I just saw the announcement.
Because the momentum of the plane.
So is that
the momentum of the plane? Even though it loses gas, you would think it would like a bird hover down.
Of course it does. But
this thing fell straight out of the sky. It was like spinning. It was so
is that
weird.
the Uncle Cliff's Sky
So
event?
weird.
It's weird.
No, it could be one of them.
Is that Uncle Cliff's Sky
multiple
event?
Sky events.
You think there'll be multiple?
I don't know. It was in Brazil. Yeah, it was really strange. It was weird.
Yes, go to clintwestwood.net for information.
Yeah. I'll have the details posted when they are locked in stone. And no, but it's looking like the beginning of October. It's good temperature around here. Nice and cool, not too cold. You'll have a lukewarm shower if you come to my house outside. But it's I think that would work for me.
Cornfield. You will be, just to be clear, you're taking a shower in the cornfield. Not to mislead or promise.
Genetically modified spiders crawling out from the corn.
If there will be spaces.
Well, of course, it's Friday night. There's going to be spaces. That's like the one thing I can commit to.
No, my mom's already there.
I don't even do it on Thursday nights. I don't make any videos. I'm here for the lovely Litecoin Lisa on happy hour for the past half decade. And no, we're going to do spaces tonight. Lisa's going to jump in, and we can air our grievances. We're going to have a happy.
Then I can fight with Parker, even though I love Parker so much.
Yeah.
Parker and I get into it, but in a loving.
We can go toe to toe with Parker again.
I love him though.
Roll Tide. Parker.
He's a kind person, and he's intelligent. I love that he's part of the community.
Really
so yeah, I agree. All right, well, I'll see you guys on Spaces. Go follow Westwood on Twitter. Check out my website, likequinlisa.net, and ways that you can support or connect with me. Check out clintwestwood.net for ways that you can meet up with us, and also great resources. Tons of resources at
all kinds of good stuff.
All kinds of good stuff. So please do both of those things. And we will, you guys all, what am I going to play? I'm in a mood. Maybe I'll just do a little
America's not the government, people. The America is you. It is the Grand fucking Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, the deserts of the Southwest, the Pacific fucking Ocean, the Atlantic fucking Ocean. It is the grandest continent. And what the fuck have you people done? You have turned yourself into sheep, every goddamn one of you.